What's up, everyone? I'm here. This is going to be a good one. We got the man, the myth, the legend, 2023 NCAA D3 national champion for Johnson and Wales, Mr. Joziah Fry. Josiah, how we doing, bro?
We're doing great, baby.
Awesome to have you, man. Like I said, undefeated national champ, Johnson and Wales. Good to have you, bro. Probably one of the biggest guests I've had here. So, but before you were winning national titles and everything, like everyone else, you were just a small little kid stepping on the mat for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you tell me about that? Why did you start wrestling? And how old were you?
So I started wrestling in the first grade because at first I was doing football, like Pee Wee football, whatever it was. And then one of my boys from football, I was a scrapper on the team, you know what I'm saying? I was little, but I was a scrapper. So he was like, you should try wrestling. So then I was like, okay, whatever, let me try it. Started wrestling. I started judo before wrestling, actually, my bad. Let me go back real quick. Started judo, and then I did judo for a year. And then in second grade, I started wrestling to benefit my judo. And then throughout all of basically elementary school, middle school, I would just do wrestling 2 to 3 times a month just to better my judo. And then once I got to high school, that's when I really started taking it serious. And I started cutting back on judo and making wrestling my full-time thing.
So it's kind of funny. It sounds like you were primarily football, judo, and then wrestling.
Yeah.
That's funny. And then wrestling ended up being the one that ended up being the main.
Yeah, ended up taking over everything.
And was that at Mayaquanchi?
Yeah, I did everything at Mayaquanchi, wrestling and judo.
Great club over there. And
yeah, I'd say probably one of the best in the Rhode Island, New England area.
Yeah, definitely one of the best in the region,
Yeah, a lot of good ranked wrestlers out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Gabriel Boysu there right now, pretty highly ranked wrestler.
You got another Coventry kid, Peyton Ellis trains over there, right?
Peyton Ellis, another dog.
Yeah, bunch of hammers.
Yep.
So since you started wrestling at first just to I guess better your judo, did you have any specific goals for wrestling, or was it just just to better your judo at that point?
Nah, yeah, because I basically was just doing it to better my judo. I didn't really care for wrestling that much. I really didn't even like wrestling. Serge, the head coach at Mayaquanchi, was the one that would basically make me do wrestling. I used to hate it. I used to be like, nah, I don't want to do wrestling, because I was so involved with judo, and I had a love for judo that I was like, I don't want to do anything else besides judo. So I was so stuck on just judo, and just the fact that the way he tricked me into getting into wrestling was he was like, judo wrestling's gonna make your judo better. So I was like, all right, I guess I'll do wrestling. And I'd only do it for 2 to 3 months during wrestling season. And as soon as wrestling season was over, I was like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. And then it wasn't until I got to high school where I was like, oh, this is actually pretty dope, because I was part of the high school wrestling team, and the Coventry wrestling high school team's it's just a different culture over there.
It's historically one of the top programs, right, in Rhode Island?
Yeah, it's one of the top programs, and then the coaches there, Jawan Facente, Charlie, they just create a wicked good experience for you.
So when you got to Coventry, that was when you started taking it serious, right?
Yeah, I started taking it really serious, because I had older guys like Seth Brown, Colin, Noah Young, and they were all really big wrestlers and trying to do big things in the wrestling game. So I seen they were trying to do big things in the wrestling game. It made me be well, I want to do big things in the wrestling game too. I want to be like them. I want to be doing stuff crazy that no one else has done before.
Mm-hmm. And you certainly were off to a hot start as a freshman, making the Rhode Island State Finals.
Yeah.
So you had I think it was Andrew Fallon. You had a loss to. Still though, what was it like making the finals as a freshman and definitely cementing yourself?
It was pretty cool being in the finals as a freshman. It was tough my freshman year, because I played football beginning of the year, and I broke my collarbone. So I had a month to train before state. So that was pretty much the toughest battle I had to overcome. Going into freshman states, which I won, and then the next week I'm going into varsity states, which I got second in. But it was a tough one, because I really wanted to win it, but second's not that bad, and I just kept improving throughout the years.
Yeah, definitely. So and then your sophomore year, you you know, the,
Yeah.
the year you won it all?
Yes. So sophomore year, I quit football. I didn't play for the high school anymore. And then sophomore year, I also quit judo. I didn't do judo anymore. And I was like, I just went full into wrestling. Like, I didn't do anything else besides wrestling. And that's the year, like, I started popping off. I got first at States, and then I came in second at New England.
Mm-hmm. And then, so you had a crazy battle with Hunter Adrian, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
You wrestled him a bunch throughout your your high school career, dude. So what was it like? You know, they say iron sharpens iron. Can you attest for that?
He definitely made me a better wrestler throughout my whole high school career, because I was constantly like not being like, I want to beat that kid. I want to beat that kid. Like, every time I would train, like, he wouldn't be like the main kid, but like in season when it was state in New England, I was like, yeah, that's the kid I want to beat. And like the fact that he beat me in a sophomore year in New England finals, like, it just pushed me to like a different type of drive. Like, I'm going so hard. I'm not losing again. I'm not losing. Because there's no one that hates losing more than me. I swear. I hate it. Even though like you learn when you lose, I hate losing.
So since you hate losing that much, what was your mindset going into your junior year after, being so close but losing?
Going into my junior year, I stepped up my training crazy. I started doing privates with like Steven Jarrell. He's also a JU guy. Got second at nationals. Started going. I would go to like Coventry practice 2:30 to 5:30, and then I'd get like a 30-minute break. Then I'd go to MQ from 6 to 8 and just grind it out Tuesdays, Thursdays, and then Monday, Wednesdays I would do the same thing. I'd go Coventry practice 2:30 to 5:30, and then right when I was done with that, I'd go meet up with Steven Jarrell like 7 to 8 and just wrestle with him live. And like I was just constantly grinding. I was waking up in the morning, hitting runs, saunaing, OD, swimming, like just doing a bunch of stuff so I could like get like peak. And then when New England came, I showed out. I got first at New England, first at States, Virginia Beach Nationals. I won that. Got fifth at Fargo, and then got seventh at Super 32 that year.
Yeah, dude. And how did that feel, capturing that New England title? That eluded you those first 2 years, especially the year before you were so close to getting.
If it honestly felt great. I was like, finally, like I got it. Got the New England title. Not like I was one of the first ones to get a New England title in a while from Coventry. So like, just like to create that streak again of like Coventry having another New England champion, like felt really good. Mm-hmm. It felt really good to bring it back to my hometown.
And now, like you mentioned before, they got Peyton Ellis, and they had Hayden Myers continuing that streak. So
yeah,
still something good going on there.
Mm-hmm.
And you captured the New England title, and you're going to all these high quality national tournaments.
Yeah.
So what were some goals going into your senior year beyond New England?
Well, my senior year, basically I knew I wasn't gonna wrestle in Fargo again, because my junior year, like Fargo and 232, like it's over going into your junior year. Because once I get into my senior year, like I plan to go to Campbell and just train there right after. So like my main goals are just States and New England. And so the battle was, I was supposed to go 113 because like I was weighing like 112, 113. Like I was pretty light. Let me explain to you all senior year real quick. Ready?
Yeah. Let me hear it.
Senior year, there was a beef between me going like 113 and 120, and I was weighing like 112, 113. Because my whole high school career, I never cut weight ever. I didn't like cutting weight, so I was like, I'm never gonna cut weight. So, and I knew Hunter Adrian was going 120, so my coaches was all like, you can go 120 and be a dog, or you can go 120 and be a dog, or you can go 113 and win States easy, win New England's easy. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go 120 and just try getting this like kid back real quick.
Yeah.
So then I go 120, States, dog everyone, tag pin through it, and then New England finals. I'm doing good. First 2 rounds, I beat the kid, and then me and Hunter Adrian in the semifinals, and like it was a good semifinals match. I was winning it in the third period, 9-5, and then all of a sudden I just I folded. He took me down, and I let him up, so it was 9-6. Then he took me down, and then it was 9-8, and then what's it called? I stood up. It was 10-8, and then they gave me like, I'm not gonna even get like, we were in Massachusetts, so they kind of hit me with the bullshit stall. I ain't gonna lie. You guys watched the match.
Figured him.
At the end of the match, they hit me with the bullshit stall call. I was tight. I was like, really? But you know me, I'm a sportsmanship man. So like, I didn't say nothing to the ref. I was just like, yeah, whatever. You're gonna like. I think I'm still in my mind. I'm thinking I'm still gonna win this match. Like, it's 10-9. I think I'm still gonna win. And then he hits me with the last second takedown to win the match, 11-10. I was tight. I was like, damn. And then I ended up getting. It just threw my head off the rest of the tournament. I ended up losing to another kid that like any other day I would never lose to. So I ended up getting fourth at that tournament. And then like at the end of the tournament, I was getting a wicked bad headspace. I was like, damn, like not the way I wanted to end my senior year. And then I was like, I started training crazy again. Like I was like, nah, like this is like, I was looking forward to NHSCA Nationals, and then COVID happened, so it got canceled. And like I was just in a bad headspace ever since that tournament got canceled. I was like, wow, like this is my one chance to like get it back in blood, and like now like it got canceled. Yeah. So like the whole quarantine, I was just like, kind of tight, but like I just like spent time with my family and just enjoyed quarantine. You know what I'm saying? And then once it was time to go to Campbell, went to Campbell and grinded.
Gotcha. And when did you first get into contact with people from Campbell? You said junior year, right? Was when you committed?
Yeah, my junior year. It was mostly because Gary Colat, like he's the GOAT. He's like one of the biggest GOATs of wrestling. So I was like, oh yeah, I want to go like wrestle for him.
And do you think placing at tournaments like Fargo and Super 32 helped you up your stock, get on teams like Campbell's radar?
Oh yeah, placing at tournaments like Super 32, NHSCAs, Fargo, Flow Nationals, Ironman, Powerade, stuff like that, Eastern States, like that gets you on the radar crazy. And not only get you on the radar, but get you in the rankings. Like when I placed at those tournaments, I was ranked seventh in the country. So like once you get ranked in the country, like every college is gonna start hitting you up because you're a ranked wrestler in the whole country.
And we got Super 32 coming up again this year. So what do you have to say to all the New England kids that are about to go out there, compete one of the hardest tournaments?
I got my dogs, Peyton, Gabe, Raekwon, all the male quantity kids, all the Rhode Island, New England kids. I just wish them the best of luck. Go out there, represent the state and the region well.
Yeah, dude. I feel like there's definitely a good crop of wrestlers right now in the region.
There's a lot of guys in the region, New England wise, that could go there, win it, place top 3, place pretty high, go out there, handle business.
So going back to Campbell and everything, what was that D1 atmosphere like?
The D1 atmosphere was rough. I'm not gonna lie. The training I liked it though. It was rough, but I liked it. It was like,
sounds like you like challenges,
Yeah, it was like the 6 a.m. You would have to get up at first of all, you have to get up at like 5:30, something like that, to get to the 6 a.m. runs, the 6 a.m. swims, sometimes the 6 a.m. lifts, and then there'd be and then you have to go to class right after, then practice, and then another lift at night. Like it was hard. It was really hard. It was a grind. The preseason grind at Campbell was crazy because it was always like, it was almost like 3 times a week, 6 a.m. runs or 6 a.m. Swims. And then you have practice right after classes. And right after practice, you get like an hour or 2 to eat, and then you got lift right after. It was a grind.
Yeah, so it really is your whole day, your whole life there, it seems.
Your whole life. It's your whole life. Like, it's your whole life. The weekends is the only time where you get to like really have like free time.
And you did 2 years at Campbell, right?
Yeah, I did 2 years at Campbell.
What were some of the biggest things that you feel like you took away from your experience there?
Some of the big like work ethic. Like I already had a strong work ethic, but they made my work ethic even go more. Cause like I was like, all right, like these kids are grinding. Like you gotta grind way more to like reach different levels. You know what I'm saying? So like they taught me how to like up my work ethic a lot. Taught me how to compete with like very high level wrestlers, and just like moves and techniques and like strategies. Taught me a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, it sounds like a Kerry Colat and a D1 coaching room is bound to benefit you in some ways,
Yeah, well, he wasn't there my freshman or sophomore year, so he left my freshman year, so like I didn't get to have him. I met him and I talked to him and stuff like that, but I didn't get to have him.
Did that contribute to you eventually transferring, you think?
Yeah, it did play. It definitely did play a part in me transferring for sure.
Got you. When did you start thinking of moving over to JWU? And was it always JWU, or were you just looking at options at first?
Well, at first I was just looking at options, and then like Lonnie found out that I was like looking at options, and he like kind of hit me up. And then Jawan, my coach at Coventry, like set up a meeting with me and Lonnie, and then like I just got to meet the team, and I was like I just fell in love with the JO culture. I was like, this is the spot I want to be at to reach another level, and like my family's here and stuff like that. So like,
yeah, how far away you live from JWU? What, like a half hour or something?
Yeah, like 20 minutes. It's so close.
It's a lot easier than Campbell.
Yeah, 10 hours away. Crazy.
So and then you go to JWU, have a decent year there, I guess you could say,
Yeah.
Was it 43-0 or something like that?
Yeah, it's 43-0.
How did it feel capping off a perfect season like that, with the national title?
It felt really good, but like the whole time I knew I was gonna be a national champion. I knew I wasn't gonna lose to these kids because since like as soon as I left Campbell, like I started grinding right away, like just training OD hard. And once the season started, like I even ramped it up even more than I was training in the summertime. And like the way I was training, I knew I was like, there's no one out here training like this. There's no one out here doing what I'm doing. There's no way someone could beat me. If the way I'm training, there's no way someone could beat me. So like my mindset was always like, I'm the best. Like no one's training like this. I'm training like the best. I'm training like a national champ. So like there's no way anyone could beat me. So like every match, I was so confident that like no one was training like me that like I would just like refuse to lose.
Did you have any matches where you ever like on your toes, felt backed into a corner a bit, or no?
I mean, the nerves always play a part. Like if you're going out to wrestle and you're a wrestler, you're like there's no wrestler that's not nervous before they wrestle. Everyone's gonna be nervous before they wrestle, but it's the fact that once you step on the mat that you're confident. Like, I'm gonna beat this kid. He's not beating me. I worked too hard, did too much. I'm going out there. I'm gonna handle business.
Mm-hmm. And so, what did you guys place as a team? Was it sixth or was it?
I'm not really sure how he placed the team, but I know it was
top 8.
I know it was top. Yeah, I know it was top 8 too.
Yeah. So, dude, what are some expectations going to? We're at the season basically. So.
Yeah. So, we did a couple things differently. I know me and Lonnie were talking, and like he wasn't allowed to do preseason stuff, so we had to do it captains wise. So me and Hayden, this whole like something that JWU has never done before. We were doing 7 a.m. runs Tuesday, Thursday, and 7 a.m. lifts Monday, Wednesday, and that's something they've never done before. So like our preseason's been crazy, and then like we'd get in the room like Tuesday, Thursday, Friday every day before season. So like another like and again like that's something like these JWU wrestlers have never done, and like me and like Hayden brought that to the JWU culture, getting them like already in shape before season starts. And like now that we're in season, we had our first week of practice last week. Everyone's like, no one's tired. Everyone has their gas up. Everyone's like already sharp from the preseason. So like this season should be crazy. And like last season, the only reason we got 8th was because Mike Ross got hurt. Mm-hmm. If he didn't get hurt and got to the finals, we would have got 2nd or maybe even 1st, depending how things would have played out. But this season, like we got basically all the same guys back, only Mike Ross down. But we have like 5 guys that can win it. The whole team that can make it there, whole team could place. We're going in the season strong for sure.
Definitely, JWU was definitely one of the premier out of all the divisions. Definitely one of the best, programs in New England. Just I guess pound for pound when you compare it.
Yeah, culture wise, everything.
And it sounds like you and Hayden doing a great job of bringing that 7 a.m. waking up that early. That's a winning culture. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you do when you wake up that early to grind, because that's all you want to do.
It also keeps the kids from going out, and
Mm-hmm.
like we have group talks all the time about like what everyone's goals is, and like we just make sure everyone's goals straight. And like if you're not with us, then you gotta be out of the team. And we make sure like even if you're not with us and you're out of the team, that you can come to the matches and still support us. Like we never leave anyone out in the JWU culture. We just make sure like if you're with us, you have to be doing all these things right, because like we are a national championship team and we want to win national this year. So like if you're not with the program, you gotta be out. But even if you're out, like, you can still support us at the matches and stuff like that. Like, we'll still treat you like you're part of the family. It's just a business right now. We gotta get it.
Awesome, dude. Yeah, I'm real excited to see what Jaewoo and you, of course, everyone on the team has for this year. Dude, last thing I want to ask you, last little piece of advice I want to see if you could give is, we're just advice for kids in New England that, want to follow in your footsteps of winning New England titles, national titles, national college titles,
Yeah. Last thing I would say to, like, a lot of kids is it's a sacrifice for real. Like, every day after practice, doing that little extra, no matter if it's like 10 to 30 minutes, like getting that extra work in, getting that extra practice in. I know a lot of coaches say like one practice a day. Like, I never thought that. Every time, like, I would do a practice and another practice, or I'd do a practice and a run, or a practice and a lift. Like, I was always doing 2 to 3 workouts a day, constantly grinding. Sleep, I was always getting enough sleep. I was always recovering right. Like, I'm in the training room right now, recovering right before practice, putting heat on my knees, heat on my elbows, rubbing out my legs and stuff like that, because I want to go into practice 100%. I want to be able to give my all in practice, leave it all out on the mat, blood, sweat, and tears, leave it all on the mat. You know what I'm saying? That's always been the male Kwanchi motto. And at Jaewoo, it's the new motto here is mental toughness, and that's like what's been carrying me away and like through the whole season. And like, that's what I would give back to like the New England and all the Rhode Island wrestlers, like being mentally tough. Like, in practice, push your partner. Like, even if he's trying to slack off, like, be like, nah, like, we're going hard, keep pushing, go hard.
No breaks.
Just treat. Yeah.
Dude, it definitely sounds like you got the right headset for where you're at and what you're bringing to Jaewoo.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to add or touch on, man?
Nah, I just wish all the New England wrestlers the best and keep going crazy. We already got a couple guys. I mean, like, me personally, I feel like me, Mason, and Nick Fine started the streak of like the New England Rhode Island wrestlers, and Andrew Fallon started the streak of the New England wrestlers going crazy. And like, I hope like continues to improve throughout Gabriel, Peyton, all of them. Just keep turning up.
Everyone, dude, it's gonna be a great next few years for New England.